Britain has suspended trade talks with Israel after condemning its actions in Gaza. Katie McFarland joins me now. They're putting on the pressure on Netanyahu. I don't think it's going to work.
Look, Hamas is just going to keep fighting. So I think, as President Trump says, just finish the job. Just finish it, and finish it quickly, Israel. Just go put an end to Hamas. You know what? You'd do the world a favor. You would do the Palestinian people a favor. There's plenty of aid that's going into Gaza. You know who distributes the aid? Hamas. Are they giving it to their own people? No. They're using it. They're doing other things with it. They're selling it, black market. Israel should just go in, finish the job. Hamas doesn't want to negotiate.
You think they're going to do that? I mean, Netanyahu seems to have the bit between his teeth, and he's got to do that.
They're running out of time to do it. You know, the world public opinion starts changing. So just go do it. As President Trump said, I want this over. I want the killing to stop. So just go do it. Hamas is not negotiating. Finish the job.
The EU, European Union, and the Brits, the UK, they're putting new sanctions on Russia. But Putin, he's still not playing ball. What should we've talked about this before. Putin is not playing ball. What should we do?
Basically, the only person that matters in this negotiation really is Donald Trump and Vladimir Putin. If Putin doesn't want to do a deal, Trump says, do it the easy way, the hard way. The easy way is we have a peace agreement, everybody moves on. You, Russia, we'll trade, we'll normalize relations, you'll have a great economic relationship with us. The hard way is that Trump can put what's called secondary sanctions on them so that Russia can't sell its oil to India. Russia can't sell its oil anywhere. And that really pulls the Russian economy into a screeching halt. Or Trump walks away. He could also just say, look, I've had enough of this. Neither of you really want peace. I'm out of here. Finish the job yourselves.
Could we make it happen? I mean, put secondary sanctions on Russia and you could really stop the sale of their oil. Can you actually implement that policy?
So it would be difficult. So I think one of the reasons President Trump is getting so close to the Indian Prime Minister Modi is to say to them, I mean, if I were President Trump, I would advise President Trump to say, go to India, say, don't buy that Russian oil, get American oil and natural gas. It may take a couple of years to do, but get off of the Russian stuff. And then the only people that Russia's supporting, or the only people supporting Russia, are China.
I want to talk about the Golden Dome.
Yeah.
And I know why you want to talk about it as well. The Golden Dome, a missile shield for the United States. When I heard the announcement, it reminded me of Ronald Reagan's Star Wars. Now I find out that you wrote Ronald Reagan's Star Wars speech.
Yeah,
this
is so near and dear to my heart. I was a Pentagon speechwriter at the time. President Reagan was giving a speech from the Oval Office about defense and, stay the course on the Reagan defense buildup. And then President Reagan himself put 2 paragraphs into that speech that changed the world. And he said, we don't have a defense against nuclear weapons. The only way we prevent nuclear war is we say to each other, if you nuke me, I'll nuke you back. So then nobody nukes anybody. That's a terrible way to keep the peace. President Reagan said on March 23rd, 1983, we are going to look towards our scientists, our engineers, our military. Can we build a missile defense shield over the entire United States so that we will never be subject to nuclear blackmail? No one could put nuclear weapons in the United States. Everybody laughed and said, oh, ha, that's Star Wars. I was in the Oval Office when he gave the speech, and it changed the world because the Russians at that point, they were convinced. They knew, well, we don't know if America can build a missile defense. We know we can't. Therefore, it was really the straw that broke the camel's back of the Soviet Union.
I noticed that the Chinese are making fun of the Golden Dome because they don't want us to have one. Katie, you're a star. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you.
We appreciate it very much.